players are finding a big payday in football right now. We all know Barcelona have had their pants pulled down for quite a while, as UEFA continues to conduct the most thorough cavity search you've ever seen. A video on that later, as the president of the Spanish League is speaking to press about the whole situation and where we actually sit with Barcelona's time in the top flight. But yesterday, Ajax threatened to take legal action against the Dutch Football Association for essentially ordering them to resume their Clásico against Feyenoord, which, of course, at minute 55 was abandoned due to fan unrest. Ajax at this time were losing 3-0, and it only continued what is their worst start to a league campaign since 1965. Fans were obviously quite done with it all, and they decided to throw a bunch of flares into the mix, which led to the game being called off, and riot police having to step in with some tear gas, some flashbangs, some smoke bombs, some frag grenades, as limbs went flying with some tear gas as they attempted to bring the crowd under control, who were now trying to barge in and rush the entrance of the stadium. Ajax essentially don't want to resume the match and they'd rather start it all over again. You gotta respect the grind. Seeing your team 2 points above the relegation zone, having sold multiple stars yet again in a busy summer transfer window, you can on one hand see where they're coming from, but on the other hand, I can only commend Chelsea fans for not going the same route with Boli and Brillcream. But what we're actually here to talk about is Napoli being subject, potentially, to legal action by their own star.
What? No!
If you're asking which star, well, I think you might be a bit too cultured for this video, because of course I'm talking about Osimhen. Vic Starboy was ridiculed on social media for missing his penalty 2 days ago in Napoli's fixture against Bologna.
Thank you. You give me penalty. Thanks.
Now, in normal circumstances, this would just be accepted. It would honestly be a part of the job these days to be subject to constant barraging of love and hate on social media. All of that is fine, but is it though? That too is a video that I will be releasing later. But what we do know is it's definitely not fine if it's coming from the club's official TikTok account. Man, what the hell, man?
I'm not a boy, and I'm not a girl. I'm a coconut. I am the coconut, and I'm a coconut.
I'm not sure what exactly prompts such behavior other than a burning desire to fulfill your destiny as a snake. Now, judging by the elite sense of humor that's on display here, I could only imagine this person is a regular member of Desi group chats on WhatsApp, which leads me to believe that Napoli might have actually outsourced their social media duties to India. But I'm getting off topic. This is what his agent has to say. What happened today on Napoli's official profile on the TikTok platform is not acceptable. A video mocking Victor was first made public but now belatedly deleted. A serious fact that causes very serious damage to the player and adds to the treatment that the boy is suffering in the last period between media trials and fake news. We reserve the right to take legal action and any useful initiative to protect Victor. If you can sense how desperately I'm trying to avoid saying his last name because I don't want to butcher it, drop this video a like and hit the subscribe because there's more videos coming. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know the first thought in your head.
So, does that mean he's moving Premier League? He's coming to Premier League now?
Listen, mother trucker, that's not what it means. But what I will give you is that things are unnecessarily hot between Victor and Napoli. And in this video, you can see the day after, Victor rolling out to the ground, dapping up his manager. But what do you see on the side though? What you see is a man that has been desperately left to hang. You know the phrase, no love lost? Well, how about definitely some love lost, if not all of it. And something about his demeanor suggests that he was way too ready to accept the fact that he wasn't in fact going to be dapped up. I think that's an admission of guilt I think this man has something to do with the post. And what's more, right next to him, if there's an image in my head of what an admin looks like, it is most probably that. And the fact that he's moving his head towards the player that's being left to hang, he knew something was afoot. It's like they've had a group meeting before, and they said, you know what, let's buddy up to Victor. Let's make him feel like it wasn't all that. Oh no, but it was all that. Arsenal might just be getting the striker they've always wanted. If in any way Victor and his team feels like they're being alienated, we could see some swift developments, because Chelsea are in for a striker, Arsenal are in for a striker. Obviously Ivan Toney is a name that's being bounced around, but this is the exact type of thing that could drive a player's value down because of how desperate he could become to leave while having a very concrete reason to do so. But considering I don't really consider a January move to be possible at this point, it's not even really the important thing that we should be focusing on. Because when it comes to Italy, you really don't know where the motivations lie. They are notorious for essentially wearing their racism on their sleeve. Now, you could argue that the same goes for my colonizers, but at the very least, they have the decency to know that there's a time and place to be racist, you know what I'm saying? Of course not. And this might not even necessarily be motivated by racism, but you can see why it could potentially lead to some fans acting out in a particular way. And the reason that I'm bringing up the importance of his entourage not feeling alienated is because that's exactly what happened with Vinny J. If you remember, a few months back, he was subject to racist abuse, monkey chants and whatnot, and the president of La Liga, who I mentioned in the intro, essentially came out and found a way to criticize Vinicius Jr. for being ridiculed. He came out saying that the league belongs to racists. And considering the fact that he's been to court 9 times for similar incidents, he has every right to believe that as well. But you don't always have to live on the internet to be a complete weirdo. You can just be a billionaire, or a millionaire who spit shines a billionaire's shoes with his own spit. Oi, shut up. Vinicius Jr. rightfully hit back and said once again, instead of criticizing racists, the president of La Liga appears on social media to attack me. As much as you talk and pretend to not read, the image of your championship is shaken. See the responses to your posts and have a surprise. Omitting yourself only makes you equal to the racists. I'm not your friend to talk about racism. I want actions and punishments. Hashtag doesn't move me. And he's absolutely right. He's absolutely correct. Look, you will always have an argument that some awareness is better than no awareness, and to have these hashtag kick it out and whatnot. Every single year they change the color palette, they hire a bunch of designers and a bunch of marketers and figure out the right hashtag and the right colors to emit the right emotion. But in my opinion, if your action against racism is on the pitch, it's already too late.
And it's too late because there's a lot that goes into the making of the type of person who would say these things, that if you're not attacking it outside of the pitch, in classrooms, in seminars, in social programs, in a government-led initiative, if you're not taking the extra measures to address the problem at a societal, at a cultural level, then you're just leaving the people to come to the ground the same way they left it.
Racist. And no combination of colors or messaging is going to emit decency. And as for Victor, you can only hope that it was simply stupidity that caused this latest occurrence of friendly fire. But let me know in the comments, do you think I'm taking this too far? And more than that, do you think that this could result in racism towards Victor? Or the only thing that needs to happen is for this guy or girl or snake to get fired and all will be well? Either way, I hope you're well.